Okay, denizens of the grid, and welcome to another exciting match of Netrunner. We're going to be watching Kiki or K1K1 fight against Sigma 83. Now, K1K1 is running Reina, and as you should know if you know all about Netrunner, which probably not all of you do, because most of you who watch my channel do not watch Netrunner or have never played the game, Reina Roja is a freedom fighter, a cyborg, a Gmod, a runner, and her ability is to deny the corporation a wee bit of money, about 1 credit, whenever they res ice. That is to say, each ice is 1 credit more expensive to res. Now, that is not a problem, and I guess whenever it's not correct because it's only the first one. Corp installs 2 pieces of ice and drops a remote server. In fact, drops 7 remote servers, but that's just for Octagon effect. It's really just the one. Our corporation is running NBN, the most awesome, fun, best corp in the fucking game. Well, that's not biased at all. Running NBN Megacorp from the core set Making News. He has 2 recurring credits to use on traces, which means we can probably expect to see some trace-based ice out of him, maybe some Draco or TMI. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I have, in fact, watched these 2 players duke it out just now prior to on a different match, and Reina is definitely running a denial deck, which is a shorthand for saying she's going to run a lot of account siphon and other tricks that can make the corporation cry and lose money. She does run Tag Me, and NBN does run Tag Punishment, so this could be a very viable matchup, assuming NBN has some of that. Reina draws 3 cards with I've Had Worse, installs Cyber Feeder, and then Dirty Laundries the remote. A very powerful, strong play. A quick way to make cash and see what we've got running here. It's just a marked account. I'm not thinking, yep, that doesn't get trashed. There would be no point in trashing something like that when it's not even powered up. Let NBN go ahead and flip the face up and click for money before you trash that target. Reina is looking to definitely start the account siphon gravy train nice and early, and that means she's going to need a way to reliably get past this ice, which is probably why NBN is leaving this ice face down and unknown. While it's unknown, it's going to be very difficult for Reina to come up with the right trick to get in, unless she uses an AI breaker like Eater, or perhaps Faust. Ooh, this is interesting. She's burned both her I've Had Worses. Now, that generally works well as a defense against some kind of scorched earth or traffic accident, and when you plan to run Tag Me, you might well need that. Looks like she's gone ahead and gotten her Sentry Breaker out along with Beta Sucker. All those runs against Centrals are going to be paying her double time now because she is totally going to be getting a suck token because Reina is going to continue to suck. I'm betting the server gets tested, but let's see what happens. That's probably a simple quandary, barrier, wraparound, and the run, blocking an agenda. At least that's how I'd play it. I can't speak for this. In fact, I was correct. That is an ice wall, a simple end the run. Parasite might be able to kill that and get you in there, but it'll take a couple turns, which is more than enough to score an Astros, which is 1, 2, 3, and show me the Astro. Who can read minds? I can read minds. Like, I can't so much read minds, I can read board states. But that was a board state, and that was a good call, because now he can advance out an agenda for 2 credits, he gets 1 here. If he ends the turn with 1 credit, and he has an Astro in hand, which he probably does, judging by the way he's letting all these runs in for free, yeah, that's going to be bad. He needs to float enough money to res this ice on demand. Ooh. Resistor has +1 strength for each tag the runner has. Oh, shit! It's an anti-tag me ice! Oh, that's fucking beautiful. Now, here's the problem with resing this at 0 strength. While he's at 0 strength, oh, and it's a trace-based ice, which of course means the booster credits are even better. Now, while it's at 0 strength, Parasite kills it instantly, which means this might have been a bit premature, but he's probably protecting an Astro in hand or some other key agenda that he wants to continue to exploit this momentary window he's created while there is no barrier breaker, Faust, or miscellaneous. Further, there's a good chance this runner isn't running the breakers you and I normally would. Power up both the marked accounts, power up both of them, No! Why would you click for a credit? Okay, lesson to all you other runners out there. When you're in that situation as NBN, you don't click for a credit. You click to power this up. You don't need the credit to res this during his turn. This is going to pay you off, and it's click efficiency. This whole fucking game is click efficiency. Alright, there we go. Trope is down, which, as we know, is going to become better and better as the longer it sits there, and let Reina reshuffle some cards into the deck. And I've got this sneaking suspicion she's going to be shuffling back some siphons. Meanwhile, Sigma is slowly but surely clicking his way up, getting some cash, and there we go. The barrier breaker is live, and the siphon train is about to leave the station. Bang, shaklacky, 16 credit Reina, 2 credit Sigma, and if I was Reina right now, I'm not kidding you, I shit you not, nothing shall be shat, I would run on both of these fuckers and take them both out, because you do not want your opponent, who you just put down to 2 credits, coming back slowly. But And you have the recurring Siphon, of course. So they have to spend their next 2 credits killing that, otherwise they're just going to get Siphoned again. And if Sigma forgets that, he's probably going to click for money or make any other play, which will fuck him over. Let's sit here and watch, shall we? There's the ice. Trashing the resistor. Why would you trash the resistor? It's such a fantastic tax. I guess until it gets blown up. And he clicked for credits, so he is totally vulnerable to a recurring Siphon unless that's a code game. Which, it might very well be. As Reina here, I would risk it. I would just raw Siphon him, because you're going to bring him down to 1 credit if you're right, and if you're wrong and he reses, oh no, because the res cost is increased by 1, so whatever this is probably going to make him poor enough that the Siphon would barely be worth it. If Reina had done what I would have done last turn, Reina would have been near broke right now, but all this income would be gone. And Gonzo income is a good place for a denial run. But this guy doesn't exactly need much cash to get things going. If he draws Astros, he's going to score some fucking Astros, and there's not a whole lot that Reina can do about it right now. Okay, so, since the players are thinking, let's also think. That's the third I've had worse dropped. There's no Plasticrete on the board yet, which means that this runner is totally vulnerable to the double Scorch play. Either Sigma is not running it, and there are 36 cards left in the deck, and very little influence. In fact, only 1 influence for Wayland seen so far. We do not know that's not being run. There's another influence to Eli, with googly eyes for some reason. Eli, a very annoying barrier in terms of how difficult it is to get in through. Tends to cost about 4 credits, give or take. Sometimes you can spend sucker tokens instead. Or you can click through it, which is 2 clicks, which is valued at a click for 2 credits, usually. So, oh, fuck! He top decks the Astro script! And it's a game again, because that Astro, if he had let Sigma have that Astro off the top of the deck, which he had no way of knowing, by the way, whether or not that would be the agenda, Sigma would have gone from 2 points to 4 points with an Astro token, targeted 7 points to win the game. Sigma would have been in a commanding position in this fucker. But nope, luck helps, and oh, is this a Parasite follow-up? Oh! Okay, so see, what he's done is play Parasite here. He's floating 4 virus counters. Now, he could theoretically get, like, board wiped here. Yup, that's what's happening, board wipe, so that this is going to last a little bit longer. But I wouldn't have board wiped, because in that position, Reina's just going to run on your HQ a couple times, build the suckers up. Yup, and here comes a Siphon on HQ, just as predicted. Now, for 4 credits, maybe he can res this? No! Too expensive! And it's a jackpot! Cha-ching! Cha-ching for Reina. Reina continues to build sucker tokens. This is already at 1 counter, I believe. I can't move this up, so yes, fires times 1 with 2. 3 for the data sucker. 3 for the data sucker. Couple random accesses from HQ. Maybe there's an agenda, maybe there's not. It doesn't matter to his game plan, because now, if he wipes again, he's just going to get run on again, so there's no point wiping here. And next thing you know, Reina's going to blow into R&D, and I mean blow R&D, because we're... Oh! Tag punishment of a different kind, sir! The accounts are closed, and Reina goes from being a rich bitch to a broke bitch. And not really a bitch, I shouldn't use that word. I'm sorry, I apologize profusely to all the bitches I have offended. But yes, Reina goes from being rich to broke, and being broke is exactly what Reina does not want in this situation. Because while Reina is completely broke, there's no way she's going to be able to get in through all these servers with the confidence she has been thus far. I'm not saying she can't get in, it just won't be as trivial. And again, we see the click for a credit instead of click to power marked accounts, but to be fair this time, he was doing it to use the sweep to burst himself up to 5. Personally, I wouldn't have done that because I don't want to get siphoned again. I would have played it a little slower, but whatever. It's all good. Here we go. Ice blown up on R&D. As we knew would happen, it's a free reign on R&D. It's free Reina on R&D. Until eventually this gets shored up again. Oh my god, top deck's the breaking news. Not admittedly as big a deal, but what with this guy being tagged me, he's perma-tagged, but another access could prove to be... Wow! The luck on this guy is insane! Agenda after agenda, and all the Astros. So at this point, the fast advance plan is probably dead in the water. Because even if he gets a Sansan up, which is plausible, it's going to be very difficult for him to top deck an agenda that's a 3 advance 2-pointer before it gets seen. He's going to first need to secure this, and then after both of those happen, it's going to have to be this server protected by only 1 credit worth of ice, stopping Reina from going in there and just blowing up the Sansan, which Reina will do. So really what we're looking at is going to have to be a slow play kind of deal, but this guy's being clever and making sure not to let any run go untested. That's just going to be broken for 2 credits. Oh, but you're broke! Ooh. What do you break here? If Reina was smart, she would pay her 1 credit to break the trace, gain 3 credits. Because the denial is... Yep. Oh, I forgot about the cyber feeder credit. Yeah, so that's completely broken. Excellent. Reina gets in, again. Reina can get into the server for 1 credit a turn, and will continue to R&D luck. And this is where I stop saying, oh, look at the luck, and start saying, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. To be fair about that luck argument, the reason Reina ran on the hand 5 times and got no agendas was because the density has been going into the deck. Immediate follow-up Siphon, and this is where we say that Reina really just has the run of this game. As much as I'd like to say that I see a pathway for Sigma here, I do not. His clock is running out. The best thing that could happen to Sigma right now would be for Sigma to not draw any agendas for 10 turns and let Reina go hog wild trying to blow shit up and get in, all for very little benefit. And then when Reina comes close to being decked, then or for it to be like, surprise, I was playing Scorched Earth and you're dead. But I think at this stage it's pretty clear. Reina, 29 cards, sorry, not Reina, Sigma, 29 cards left, not digging for it, using his influence on shit like it's Caduceus for 2, Ice Wall for 1, that's 3, Eli for 1, that's 4. It's not all shit, I mean, that's okay, but clearly he's not going to have 4 influence to spare in a 15 influence faction to use for Scorched Earth or 2. So he's not looking to kill this guy. He's got a 5-2 point deficit, even with the Astro token scored. It's not looking very good for him right now. Did Reina remember to break? I don't think Reina remembered to pay. There we go. Pay to break, pay to break. Okay, we're good, we're good. Reina comes in. Reina gets a card, and it's a GFI, 5-pointer, a 3-pointer that's actually only worth 2 points, but that's 2 points enough, and that's 7, and that is the game. Let's congratulate the players. GG, folks. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/bountyhuntersax. I will post the Kibitz /shoutcast up there. Hope you guys had fun. Thanks for letting me record. GG. So they're talking about this ice, and apparently this ice is Archangel. Hang on. Can you flip Archangel, please? Not familiar. Archangel is an ice that technically isn't released yet. It's in the Dungeons & Dragons, I'm sorry, D&D, I'm sorry, Data and Destiny expansion, which is coming out next. And here it is. Archangel costs a whopping 4 to res. No wonder this guy, Sigma, had such a hard time getting there, because the +1 to make it 5 is awful. And 5 is exactly the number you want to siphon at. But it's a powerful code gate. And blah 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 blah. Subroutine, trace 6. If successful, add an installed card to the runner's grip. That isn't terribly hurtful against this guy's running style, where he just says, I don't care, I'll just keep going. But yeah. Sigma makes some good comments. Just to post-mortem on this match a little bit, I do believe that Sigma played a reasonable game against a very difficult to beat Reina style, especially since he's not trying to do a kill strategy. If he was doing a kill strategy, I know he'd have found this window. There were a little misplays that he could have done better, like setting up the drip credits instead of clicking for credits earlier on, but that would have barely saved him a couple credits efficiency. He has correctly identified his biggest fault, which is against this type of HQ pressure, what you want to do is put 1, 2, 3, even 4 pieces of ice on HQ. Because let's be real here. What is this runner doing? They're siphoning and siphoning and siphoning and siphoning and blowing shit up and siphoning and siphoning. So what you end up doing is putting an Archangel down or something, and then a Caduceus, and then an Ice Wall, and now they need to find 2 or 3 different kinds of breakers, and even if they find those breakers, they then need to go ahead and make good use of them, and then they need to find more recursion to keep killing stuff, and it's much harder, and while they're so busy with all that shit, you just throw out agendas and score them. They can't possibly keep the pressure up everywhere. Once you stop Siphon from making them money, they don't have a way to burst their income. And that is exactly where you want them. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope this was entertaining and somewhat educational for y'all. I will see you guys next time.